Hello, Bard Rock Cafe listeners. I'm Baragon Doubletail,
the god of time.
Apparently, our marketing contract extended beyond the end of the universe and is binding even to gods. So I'm here to tell you about our sponsors. Bard Rock Cafe is sponsored by Dragon Master Games, a local game store with an online storefront where you can get your TTRPG products, TCGs, and collectibles. Support the show and help out a small local business by picking up those trading cards you need, some new dice, or a TTRPG sourcebook. You can also support the show and the entire network directly on Patreon or Ko-fi as a Bard Rock Booster. Boosters get an assortment of awards, including access to bonus content, a booster-only section on the network Discord server, booster-exclusive community game nights, and roles on our booster bonus table. That's right, you can finally get in on the wild magic chaos yourself by becoming a booster. Links to all that and more can be found in the show notes. Anyway, I've got important God stuff to do, so I'll let you get on with the show.
Hello, and welcome to the almost beginning of Bard Rock Cafe Campaign 2.
So wait, what are we doing again today?
We're going to be playing Microscope today, actually. Very different.
What the hell
What's
that?
Microscope?
A microscope is this device you use commonly in science to do very
Yes, Paul. Microscope, the tabletop RPG game, is a storytelling game that we're going to be playing so that we can write the history of Bard Rock Cafe Campaign 2.
Whoa, no way!
Yeah, we...
Wait, you guys tell stories?
Well, if you pay attention in between all the shit posting, technically.
You're right, yeah. We attempt to, and we're going to attempt to do that today.
It's like a read between the lines situation. It's like jazz. You have to listen for the stories we're not telling.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. That's
So you're saying you don't tell stories?
Deep.
No. We tell stories. You have to listen for the ones we're not telling and ignore the ones we are. This is a terrible pitch to listen to our show.
This is what an impression we are making.
We use the negative space to tell stories.
Yes, and no one's more negative than us. Wait.
Hey, so how do we play, Khadeja?
If we could please make sure we have the link to my slideshow open, players. So I have a slideshow because of the way that Microscope works. The way a Microscope is played, if I could be honest with you, is more written as if we're all around a table in person, and we have sheets of paper and cards that we can write on and then put them in an order, but we're digital. So I decided that we were going to do this in a slideshow because slides are kind of like sheets of paper. And this slideshow from beginning to end is going to help us write the history of the world. So are y'all ready?
No.
Because we're going to get started. Well, we're going to do it. And it's going to be just fine.
Okay, SpongeBob.
I'm very good at pretending I'm ready.
We go to slide 3, right?
What about
Because the
number
first
2?
slide over there is just, phase 1, we got to do some prep, all right? So I'm going to go through what the prep phase is. So we're going to do prep, and then we're going to go into the actual rounds of the game. So on slide 3, you're going to see we have some starting steps. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to write the big picture of our setting. So we got to just put it down in a sentence, like what the heck is the world that we're making? Then we're going to bookend history, which is basically we're going to write the beginning of the history and then the end of the history. Then we're going to create a palette, and I'll go over what that means in more detail, but it just is a kind of a list of do's and don'ts that we'll have for ourselves. And then we're going to do a step 4, which is we're going to start adding historical events to our history's timeline. So that's what we're about to do, and I think it's good to just jump right into slide 4 and start with our big picture. So the first thing we do here in Microscope is make sure that we have one sentence that describes what the game setting is. So, like, if you read the book, it says something like, refugees create a new country after a war, or something like that. So how do we write our big picture for our world that we're creating? And I'm gonna point the finger. I'm pointing it at Paul. Paul, what do you think about what I've written
Well,
on side 4?
That's not nice. What did he do to you? Giving him the finger.
Nothing.
I mean, Khadeja and I have been friends for about 17 years, so...
Holy shit.
Hopefully a lot, but hopefully nothing bad.
So tell me, Paul, what do you think? What have I written on the slide, and what do you think about it?
All right.
And what would you do?
Well, you do have half a sentence here, so I'm going to start with that.
Yes.
The world is recreated after it's saved by the heroes of BRC Campaign 1, and...
And what do you think?
And everything had to start over.
Okay. Okay, that's a way to go. Is there anything anyone else would like to add to that? It has to stay to one sentence, and we're not going into any extra detail, but I just want to make sure everyone gets what they want to say said. So, the world is recreated after it's saved by the heroes of BRC Campaign 1, and everything had to start over. That is a pretty good sentence. It does summarize what happened and why the world exists. If everyone is in agreement, we can move on to the next step. What do y'all think?
Can I ask? I want to ask Paul a question.
Okay, sure.
And that is during campaign 2, we're still going to continue the gimmick of wild magic, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's true. Wild magic is built into the weave of this universe. It happens to everyone.
Okay.
So yeah, we can incorporate that.
So maybe it's something like the world is recreated after it is saved by the heroes of BRC Campaign 1, and everything has to rebuild in a world full of wild magic.
I like it.
I love that. Awesome. I have written that down. Anything else before we move on to the next step?
No, that's really cool.
Excellent. If there's nothing else, let's move on to slide 5. That's bookending history. So what we got to do here is we have to write a short description of the beginning of the world and a short description of the end. Now, when I say the end of the world, we have to make a choice right now. Are we going to write the description of how the world literally ends, like the apocalypse? Or are we going to write a short description of the world right before our campaign starts? You see, because we're writing it for the purposes of a campaign we're going to play. Do we want to, quote-unquote, end history right before that point?
I think that contextually it makes sense to up until the point right before the campaign starts.
Okay.
I agree.
All right.
I agree
Which
too.
I
Okay.
can fill in that blank if you guys can build from it, I think.
Yeah.
The inciting event of campaign 2 is going to be the coronation of a new queen of the 5 United Kingdoms.
The nation of a new queen of the 5 United Kingdoms. All right. And so that's like one part of our end of the world. Let's go back to the beginning. So where do we want our history to begin? And Paul, if you want to indicate this also, that's fine. But
Okay.
how do you... Yeah.
All right. The one thing I think is missing from what we have so far is just we remake the world. There are survivors from the old world. They have to so like that's like all the survivors of the old world have to figure out how society can be rebuilt when they have no existing infrastructure. I don't know if there's a more succinct way to put that.
I'm putting it like in a short way. The Bard Rock Cafe Squad remake the world, and survivors of the old world have to figure out how to rebuild society. So does this mean, just to be, for my sake actually, that, so there's some people that know what a civilization like is, right?
Right.
So like,
right.
do they start civilization?
Right. I mean, they know what society, like they know what it is, I think, but like there aren't buildings, there aren't roads.
Yeah, so they have to remake all of that.
Yeah. Yeah, like they know all of their deities for the most part have been wiped out. So like they go like, oh, we worship this guy. We're pretty sure he's not around anymore.
Okay. Yeah. So what do you do about that? Okay.
Pardon this, but it's like Dr. Stone, but for the D&D world.
I mean, not D&D. We're distinctly
Sorry.
not going to be playing D&D,
Sorry. Yes. It's like Dr. Stone for this fictional world.
Yes.
So the world starts off uninhabited and wild.
Yes.
Right? With these survivors needing to create the world from scratch. Make sense to everybody?
Or technically, it's like civilization from scratch. Because the world exists now. We did that part.
Oh, I got you. Good that we make it clear. Okay. Any other details?
So there's no existing, remnants from the previous civilization?
No, there's one building. There's one plot of land approximately half an acre big, the Bard Rock Cafe, and its curtilage.
And that needs to go in there.
Yeah, I agree.
It is the cafe in the center of the universe.
So one building remains, the Bard Rock Cafe. I think that's great. I think we should definitely add that.
So another thing too, like, does the shape of the world, I guess, of which it was before the end, is that also the same? Like, or has that changed? So this is kind of like a new land, so to speak.
Like, it is a whole new land. Geographically, nothing is the same other than this one building.
Okay.
Because it's like, it's what the heroes at the end of Campaign 1 kind of envisioned the world as in broad strokes. Like, it's like a game of telephone where we all kind of, like, said, oh, this is what the world wants to be. And then, like, the thing we were using to recreate the universe, like a bad AI program, just kind of spat out a version of the world we described to it.
Okay. Go ahead.
We have the idea of certain biomes and wilderness, the idea of oceans and continents, but, like, obviously we didn't all have a perfect vision of the exact layout of the world we came from in our heads.
Okay.
So we got something vaguely similar.
I was wondering if there is no civilization, then how is the coronation of a new queen? Wouldn't be then the first queen?
So we're bookending our entire history. So what we do in Microscope is we're going to fill out the history between the start and the finish. So we can talk all about the other queens that came before the one that is in our end point.
Right, kings and queens. Just so happens this particular monarch is a queen.
Oh, yeah.
Notably, she is the first queen in the line as opposed to marrying into the family.
So, like, we're going to have to fill in this gap, and somewhere we're going to need to create 5 kingdoms that are eventually
Exactly. Right, we have to indicate that.
Yeah.
And I do have a ton of notes on these kingdoms. I think all of them even have names. No, one of them does not. 2 of them do not. I named 2 out of 5.
Well, we can help you, and you can help us.
Well, I saw like I labeled the kingdoms, and I put a hyphen, but 2 of them have names, and 3 of them have vague biome descriptions. So I tricked myself.
I see.
2 out of 5 is a 40%, Paul.
I'm grading that curve, and as 100% of the class, I therefore have a perfect score.
What is this, OCAM? Sorry, go ahead.
So, do we think we have the start of our history all set? Or do we want to move on to the finish?
Yeah, I think we have a good broad strokes beginning, personally.
Yeah, do we have a vague sense of what our starting number of inhabitants, of survivors happens to be, and what their makeup is? Like, are they kind of like a little bit of everything?
Definitely a little bit of everything. So, obviously, Ursa and Allison, because we have only recorded this, and it has not been released yet. The Bard Rock Cafe is basically enchanted before the end of the world to be bigger on the inside. Like, it's a 5-star resort, a humongous hotel, and we just crammed everybody we could in the city that was falling apart and every refugee we could from all the planes that have been destroyed in there. We just turduckened the fuck out of this place.
Hell yeah.
And so basically it was a Noah's Ark for the universe. So it has a wide mix of people from multiple planes and realities. We have fae, we have various humanoid species, we have some demons and devils. Notably, no dragons.
I think I remember that from one of the one-shots that I was a part of.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, we discussed it briefly during and after recording, I think.
So no dragons, but there are dragonborn.
Yes, no full-blooded dragons, because the city we were in was magically enchanted to keep dragons from entering the city limits.
Got it.
So as far as we know, there are no full-blooded dragons in this world.
Silly question. Did y'all protect fauna too?
No, because that just got respawned when we recreated the universe.
Okay, because I was gonna say otherwise it creates a really awkward scenario where druids have to wild shape into various species in order to reproduce those species.
Oh.
Oh, no. It's
yeah.
In theory, wild animals have been created. We don't have to go through the evolutionary process of coming from the primordial goop.
Alright, so let's start on this ending bookend of our description of the end of the world. We do have this one point now that we know there's 5 United Kingdoms. So what do we want to say about the state of the world and these kingdoms right before we start our adventure?
They're all at war.
Oh,
They're
no, they're
united but at war.
That would be incredible, actually. What a life.
I mean, they could be united
It could
in
be
the
a tense
continent.
relationship.
Trade agreements and the like.
Ooh, that's true.
Yeah, there could be a... Go ahead.
Can I provide some context here, actually? So, originally, when we refounded the universe, basically the heroes of the Bard Rock Cafe went out in the different corners and I'm going to rebuild this corner of civilization. So, Armbar went and rebuilt a city called New Orleans in the desert city. Content we need to name, for example.
Hell yeah.
Brock and Epi became the kings of Heartland, the capital where the coronation is happening. Rook went to the second continent called the Fleetwood, where all of, the lush jungle and forest are with the Fae people. And then, Baragon didn't go anywhere. It's a long story. He's a god now.
Okay.
And I feel like I'm missing a campaign member. Nadir also went to Forest built a big library in a city that's now called Owl City.
So that's what we got.
So that's
5.
5 individuals all doing their own setup,
Yes.
very far away from each other. Miscommunication
Yes,
is
but
rife.
Yeah, right. But they're friends, right? So these kingdoms were built in friendless each other. How that evolved over time is up for debate. They are at least in relatively united peace, the same way the actual real world United Kingdom, which is basically 4 countries stapled together, kind of like that, where there's at least a generally tenuous cooperation.
I was gonna say,
Does that make sense?
you've heard of the Troubles, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They generally get along, but not perfectly. Is what I'm getting at.
So they have generally united peace diplomatically, but with their squabbles, or
Existing friction, I guess.
with their existing frictions. We have these 5 United Kingdoms. Is there anything else about the world's landscape that we should know, Paul, about what you were thinking, besides these 5 kingdoms?
I mean, that's what I got. We're at least the next campaigns will be focused on these 5 kingdoms, which are basically 4 continents and an archipelago. Yeah, so you have your forest biome, your generic temperate biome, desert, archipelago, and tundra. Kept it simple.
So this is what I got. I'm just gonna read it out loud, and then you can tell me if there's something that's missing. Anyone can tell me, by the way. So, our story begins with the coronation of a new queen of the 5 United Kingdoms, and I was trying to say, and her coronation's happening in the capital of Heartland.
The kingdom is called Heartland. The capital city is called Clearwater, as a reference to the city that it was built. Because it's built around the one building left from a city with a very similar name. That I'm not going to say out loud because we're not playing that game anymore.
Yeah, I got you.
The game that shall not be mentioned.
Yes.
Yes.
Never
if you say it 3 times, then a lawyer from the Coastal Wizards might appear.
Yeah, right.
Yikes.
Or a mercenary group or something. I don't know.
Who knows? Some thugs come at your door with bats. The kingdoms are in relative united peace diplomatically, but with their existing frictions and power plays. Are people... Oh, actually, let me ask this of you, Paul, in your mind.
Okay.
Are people prospering? Is there strife?
Probably a mix of both. Big central conflict, I think, is politically people aren't happy with this particular queen. They think she is inexperienced. There's definitely a misogynist underplay thing. oh, the king has been the rightful heir to this throne for I don't know how many generations, right? The same commentary we have about like, oh, a woman can't be president because she'll have a mood swing or some shit, that kind of shit. There's definitely misogynist undertones questioning her right to rule. There's also weirdly while there's like political conflict, there is almost a off-putting amount of general peace. Like there's not like a major warlord or anything like there's like a small band group like the heroes of the realm have thus far kept any major threats from rising to power. So it is peaceful almost to a fault in this world.
I have something to add too. So with the part where there are people within the kingdom that aren't particularly happy with the coronation of a new queen, I do think the misogynist thing is a good thing because that is, that's actually a thing. But what if like is that queen part of one of the other kingdoms or like the other capitals, like where maybe people aren't happy because the desert biome or the one kingdom it wasn't the one that was chosen as the new queen.
You're actually becoming really close on here. So basically the way that this works is the first two kings, Brock and Epi, could not sire children. So they chose an heir that they raised they kind of cultivated to be the next person in line. And so, like, periodically, if the royal line doesn't produce an heir, they just choose someone they see fit to rule.
Are we sort of planning the campaign to involve a lot of higher-level political involvement, or are we going to stick a little bit more locally? Because if we're going to be sticking, like, lower level, then I don't think we necessarily need that conflict there.
I mean, it is absolutely going to be high-level political. Like,
Okay.
the central conflict is built around general discontent with this queen selection and her political rivals.
So basically it's due to misogyny on one hand, and then there's another issue of just the rivalry that exists between kingdoms. I wrote that down. I think that it makes sense that there's more than one reason, and maybe these people may be different, but they're gonna band together under the same idea.
Or do you just keep it general and just-
it's actually more realistic.
Yes, historically speaking, people are much better at uniting because they all hate something for different reasons than they think they want to do good things for the same reason.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey Paul,
Yeah.
what if this heir, we don't know whether she's legitimate or was chosen, because there is some question as to sort of what the status of the king and queen were at the time of her supposed birth. So it's not necessarily that they took her from another kingdom, but it's unclear as to whether they just picked up someone literally off the streets, or if this is in fact their sire child. Because then you kind of have because then you can sort of build into that like a Prince and Pauper type situation. I mean, you don't have to do like the switch, right? But she could be a little bit more oriented towards like, what does the common folk think? And trying to push forward what would be relatively progressive ideas in a monarchy, but that could just be a product of her, and they're like, well, is she doing this because she's actually a commoner and they're just lying about this whole time, or is this because she picked up weird radical ideas?
Ursa's actually picking up exactly the plot beats I was planning on laying down with this character in terms of what her plot progression is going to be, instituting progressive policies. So I like the idea of that ambiguity as a reason for people to question that, because it ties into exactly what she's going to be doing story wise, action wise.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we've kind of built a really clear picture about this is an actual issue.
Also, I really like the idea that they keep using the example of the desert people, which were founded by Armbar. Oh yes, the people who were founded by an alpaca farmer are worried that she's not a commoner.
We can't have her rule over the kingdoms. We don't know how strong she is. Throw her in the
pit. It's all what he's learned.
We're gonna bookend our history with these, but I'll add those in a second, because we're gonna move on to the next slide, and that's slide 6. We are gonna be creating what's called the palette. This is in the language of Microscope. A palette is a list of yes things and no things. Now, I just want to be clear, this is not about our safety tool stuff. We already went through what's red light, yellow light, and green light with Paul. We already did all that. This is about making a list of things we definitely want in our history and a list of things we definitely don't want in our history. So we actually have an example already, which was from you, Tyler. You said you don't want the institution of slavery to be a thing, right? So that's an example. That's right. We are gonna have institution of slavery in the no column. So just to be clear, like, we're not saying we don't want slavery because, I mean, I'm uncomfortable with it, but I'm just saying it's not for reasons of comfort that it's in the no list. It's because for story reasons it's in the no list.
Yeah, it is magically integrated into the weave of the universe. The idea of outright slavery cannot exist. Some things that are slavery adjacent, like indentured servitude or wage disparity, those can exist. Right. Outright taking a person and involuntarily making them your laborer cannot happen in this universe. It is magically impossible.
So that's what we've decided, and that's something that would typically exist in a fantasy world. There's usually some kind of slavery going on, but we're not going to do it. So what I want to do is go around. We're going to go down the list, and I want each of you to tell me one yes and one no. And if you can't come up with it when it gets to your turn, we'll keep going, but we'll come back to you. So, Paul, you're the first one right underneath me.
All right.
I'm going to go last. What is something you want in the world that maybe we wouldn't think of right away?
Oh, okay, so I can't use the, I was going to use the crutch and just, like, wild magic chaos, because the weave. That's the easy answer.
Right.
Okay. All right.
So an example of a yes, maybe you want aliens, but we wouldn't think about aliens in fantasy, but maybe you want to put aliens in there.
No, but I will go with the slightly less easy one of we want a polytheistic religion. Tangibly existing deities. Like, we know these gods exist.
Okay. Polytheistic religion with tangibly existing deities. Now, what's a no?
What's a no? That's a good question. I'm trying to remember the other stuff we said at the end, because I'm trying to remember Brock did one, but it was just, I think it was basically just we starting over and not. Okay, let's see here. What I got? I have too many things.
If you want us to come back, also, no problem.
Yeah, circle back to me for now. I'll think about it.
Yeah.
I might have an idea based on someone else's stuff.
Sure. All right, Allison, what you got?
A need for examples. No.
Oh boy.
I don't know. I kind of feel like it already exists with my character, but like I would love to see a very strong group of like female knights or female warriors.
I love it. Very strong group of female warriors, fighters, knights. We'll figure it out as we go along.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like it. I love it. What's in your no?
That's cool.
Power imbalance is too broad.
I think we already baked power imbalance. I think we also baked power imbalances into the stuff we did in the bookends at the beginning with the whole, like, there's political strife and stuff. I feel like it's hard for that kind of conflict to exist if there isn't some sort of central power imbalance.
I was just going to ask, like, what kind of power imbalance did you mean?
People using their power and wealth to systematically ruin another person's life.
Oh, okay. No flagrant and overt abuse of power to make the world a worse place.
Yes.
Okay. If you're abusing your power, it has to be for altruistic reasons, motherfucker.
Tyler, what you got?
Sorry, I was looking up the definition of flagrant. I would really like the idea of, because this world was built by, like a small group of people that were probably like just thinking about all this weird stuff and then the wild magic, I would love to see animals that are like a mixture of different types of animals.
Ooh,
okay.
Like cockatrices, like...
So, like...
Yeah, so...
Turtle ducks!
What's this called? Chimeras?
Yeah, chimeras, like weird animal species that are like combined off of each other.
Yeah,
that
I love
platypus
it.
bear is pooping money.
Okay, but there's.
Yes, I love that idea.
Can I request that there's at least some cute ones?
You are welcome to contribute cute ones. I have been now tasked with creating weird animal hybrids.
That bear has bee wings for some reason. What the hell is that about?
Yeah, I'm just gonna take every character Ursa's
That's
ever
adorable.
played and make it an animal. Apparently, I remember the bear that had bee wings.
Yeah, I forgot about that for a second.
Tyler, what's your no?
The no is the hard one.
Yeah, it is.
Are there other planes of existence?
Yes.
Tyler's like, not anymore, there aren't.
Yeah, we rebooted it, right? Like, we just kicked the universe really hard and it kind of jump-started, like, we just defibrillated it. So, yeah, no, they're there. They're just not the same as they were before.
Okay.
Is there a certain type of plane that you don't want?
No.
Okay.
Side note,
Can we call them boats of existence?
apologies to anyone editing if you hear booms in the background. Apparently somebody's shooting off fireworks.
Oh.
Fantastic.
On 7-Eleven Day, free Slurpee Day. That is an occasion.
Oh my gosh.
This podcast is not brought to you by 7-Eleven.
No, it's not, unfortunately.
And
I wish I were
7-Eleven
brought by 7-Eleven.
Normally, I would make the joke we're open to being sponsored, but I don't want to be sponsored by 7-Eleven, actually.
No! I would like to personally, as a human being, be sponsored by 7-Eleven. So I'm sorry, Tyler. I'm so sorry. Tyler, do you have an idea for a no?
It's giving me time to think. Honestly, like, I'm not so sure. Like,
Let's see here.
I'm so good for many things, more than I'm against things.
That's fine. You know what? We can also move on and let you think some more and see what Ursa has.
Okay.
What up, Ursa?
I'm actually struggling with the yes.
Okay, so what's your no then?
So with no, it kind of goes along with the flagrant abuses of power. I don't like. As long as this is cool with Paul and doesn't conflict with something else he already has planned, the idea of like mind control magic, I don't really like that. Like, I feel like if we're already having a world where there's no slavery and there sort of is no abuses of power to sort of make people worse off in the world, I don't think that taking away their autonomy is something that quite makes sense. It's not consistent with the rest of that, right?
I completely agree. I'm reading the flagrant abuses of power as a little different than I think you are in the like.
Maybe.
Because I think it depends. Like the power dynamic can still exist. It depends, but like
Yeah.
That's why like the word flagrant is there. It's like, okay, you can still manipulate people.
Yeah.
There needs to be a degree of autonomy, I think, is what I was getting at there. with that
I
particular
think
distinction.
also for a no, I don't think that any wizards should be allowed to come from coastal cities.
Here's the thing. There is expressly a wizard on this tiny island. It's funny. I'm going to need to veto that one along with you guys saying no characters whose names are puns. You can't put those two on the no list.
Okay.
I know it's not
Like
like
if he lives,
All right.
if he lives alone on the island, or it's not a city, technically that doesn't violate the no. But okay, that's fine. I get it.
Can I add a yes, even though it's not my turn?
Of course. Yeah, what's up?
I would love to see open acceptance of all gender identities and relationship statuses. It's just nothing's ever has to be called out. It just exists in this world that everyone's just okay with everything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I
that
think
makes sense to me because the founding rulers were a somewhat non-binary goat man and his very very omnisexual lover. So
I think in this same vein, since Paul has already said that unless we explicitly stated, we would essentially be like human or human variant. I think that this sort of goes along with that. This idea that all gender identities and relationship statuses, regardless of sex,
Race.
gender, or race,
Yeah.
or I guess species, we should say, subspecies.
Gotcha.
So like everyone's
will-
everyone's a variant human of some kind, essentially.
So there's just this is not so I get it, like it's never gonna be a plot
No.
point that someone's gonna be discriminating somewhere
Right.
based on these physical and
Right,
identity attributes.
Yeah, it's just intrinsically accepted that all people of the minimum sapience to be considered a person
It's
are accepted by society.
right.
Yeah.
And as long as they're able to consent.
Yes.
Consent is key, kids.
Mm-hmm.
The Jack Harkness rule.
What's up? Let's see. Anybody else have a no? Let's just try and balance it out to add to have 4 and 4.
I'm trying to think here. What do I have? I'm looking through all my documents for some sort of inspiration because I have all these things, but I don't have like a.
I also have
I
to.
wish I had
you
listened. I wish
I
I had
also
listened
have
to
to
our
do
last
it.
episode. Yeah.
What do you got?
So what will my ask be? Yeah, so exactly. I gotta do this ish. I want there to be in this world. Let me think.
Starbucks.
Yeah, that would be sick.
Wouldn't that be hilarious?
No,
like,
no,
some
there's gonna be-
kind of-
Do not sell
So
your
there's
soul
like
to
no
the devil.
There are expressly no Starbucks. That's my no.
Moon. It's called moon. It's called moon doubloons.
Yeah!
It'd
just be a funny little thing, like, oh, did you get your coffee from Moon Blues?
No. Weird references to 20th and 21st century brand names as Blaze and Paradise brand. Our thing is music. You can do stuff with music.
Oh my god. I just think it'd be funny.
Okay.
Like,
So the coffee
people
shop's
getting
Moon
taken
River.
over by Takeout.
Yes, exactly.
Did you get your coffee from the Moon River?
No, I got it from I got it from that local shop, Old Man River.
Oh,
I don't know about coffee, but I get my breakfast at Tiffany's.
Oh, shut up.
So
That was
Paul,
a good
how
call.
do you feel about there being some kind of ridiculous, hugely successful business? Like if I say something like Corkscrew Industries really high.
What?
Yeah, or some really random thing.
Hold on a second. I might have something for this. Give me a
The
second.
corkscrew.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Hold up.
Yeah,
hold up.
right.
Hold up. So you know how like in real life you have things like family crests or like family shields.
Yeah.
To sort of what if we have something similar in this world, but it's something totally friggin' weird. Like they have like family paperweights.
Well, first of all, for Tyler's suggestion of Starbucks, it feels like because it's the cafe at the center of the universe, Bard Rock Cafe is now a franchise, and all of them are just like recreations of the original tavern, like a Starbucks, except for the original tavern, which is a fucking casino. Does that make sense?
Hey, I gotta take a break for a second to help.
Okay.
I'll be
Okay.
right back.
Did you have any plans for vampire and werewolf tension?
Between the two groups, not at the
Yeah.
moment. Like there's definitely
See,
there definitely are vampires and werewolves.
Yeah. I'm not saying. See, that's the thing.
The
I'm not
relationship
against
between them,
vampire. I'm kind of over the whole vampires and werewolves hate each other. Can I just put that in no?
Yeah.
as my
Yes,
no?
absolutely. I'm all for that. Oh, actually, I got my
I'm
no. Thank you, Khadeja. You told me my inherent no.
What
No.
is it?
No sapient creatures are inherently good or evil. Like, no race of
Okay.
sapient creatures or no class. As a group, they are not. If you are capable of intelligent thought, you are able to choose whether you are good or evil.
Okay.
So no inherent alignment.
Exactly.
Okay.
Except we don't use the word alignment because
I
I
mean,
mean, alignment is a general term.
yeah,
but yeah.
they don't have a copyright on alignment.
Yeah, oh man, these guys sent my auto body shop an injunction.
Okay, so
can I ask a clarifying question on vampires versus werewolves?
yeah.
So there's no like innate feud between them, but there still could be like scuffle between them, like
in life.
Like this group of vampires is hunting the same prey that this group of werewolves is hunting. So like that's the issue.
Actually, can we expand vampires versus werewolves to be any interracial conflicts? Like, I also fucking hate dwarves versus elves.
Yeah, that's what I'm. You know what? That's what it really is that vibe of like this race inherently hates the other one.
There is no I hate you because you're part of this conflicting.
Yeah, but if there's
race.
if there's like an actual conflict, like Ursa's saying, like an actual one, it makes complete sense.
That kind of tied into my yes of acceptance of all the relationships and all that. Because
I
did
exactly.
That's right.
The no side of that would be no bigotry against stuff like that.
Yes, exactly. I think that go hand in hand.
Yeah.
So that still allows us to have this possibility of like royalty who is perhaps not appropriate, appropriate rank.
Yeah.
Because rank is not the thing that we're addressing here. We're addressing specifically.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Exactly. We want there to be conflict that is based on more than some sort of superficial layer of bigotry.
Okay.
It has to be like, oh no, I'm against this clan of vampires because they bit my great grandmother's neck. That kind of shit.
I just find bigotry
Very,
boring.
yes, please.
Oh, hell yeah!
I want there to be girl pop bands. Like, I can't think of the word that I want. Like, an existence of girl pop bands. I'm just gonna put girl pop bands.
Oh, I have your Starbucks, by the way. I did pitch Bard Rock Cafe as a chain, but I have in here a note for a tavern called The Expensive Mistake.
So, are we talking Huntrix, or are we talking, what's the girl group from Scooby-Doo?
Oh, that's so I'm definitely thinking of them. I want to say it's like Hex Girls.
The Hex Girls, yeah.
Yeah, they're who I'm thinking of, to be real. But I'm open-minded to every kind of girl pop bands in this setting. So actually, you know what? We have 5 and 5.
That worked out.
If anyone wants to add later, we can always change the palette. We can always be like, you know what? This doesn't work anymore. We can change it. We can add it, or we can, you know what I mean? So the palette is for us to always remember when we're actually doing the creating of the timeline. So we can always change it. No problem. But now we are ready to do our first pass. Yes.
Okay. Yes. Paul, I know you said that there's no inherently evil sapient creature that there aren't inherently evil sapient creatures. Do we want that to be just part of the fabric of the universe, or do we want that to be just something that is accepted across?
It's like an accepted known thing. Fabric of the universe is the people who wrote the universe, i.e. the players of Bard Rock Cafe specifically said it. We did not. This is just like, oh, hey, it is known. If you're an intelligent creature, you're capable of independent thought.
Okay, because I'm thinking, as we're building the history, like, if we had, like, one of the first, like, major conflicts be this explicitly, like, a conflict in which, it was the quote-unquote evil creatures against the quote-unquote good creatures, and everyone realized it was full of crap, is that still on the table, or is it something we just don't want to touch?
I think it's on the table for the past of this world. Like, it could be something we move past, but, like, I think that what the ultimate goal is present day, the society has accepted, but also, the same thing, like, if you think about world conflicts, if you're at war with another nation, you don't hate the leaders, like, you're not mad at the people of that nation, per se. It's the leaders, like, the ones that are actually controlling the conflict.
Yeah.
I think at some point, like, that idea has been inherited by the society of, oh, hey, people are individuals, and they make their own decisions.
Okay, so we're okay. Good. Continue.
Any other questions from anybody before we start actually playing Microscope?
Welcome to a world of adventure. where Pokemon run the show. Omens of Ruin tells a story in the universe of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon filled with fun characters.
I have a friend who's stuck and can't get over the tree trunk. Would you be able to help us?
Is your friend made of honey?
Mal, are you made of honey?
Scary monsters.
Leave us alone! Ah.
And many mysteries to get to the bottom of. They might be your new, guildmates. They might not. Who knows?
Do you know?
Do it. Well, I gotta go.
Hey.
Oh, man.
And, of course, the dice. You better hope I don't crit.
I am praying.
I crit.
God!
I'm sorry.
Check out this Explorers of Fate adventure in Omens of Ruin, wherever you find your podcasts.
If you look at like slides 11 and 17, right, you're going to see that I added the history bookends to our timeline. So what that means is that we are going to be filling out all those slides in between. And I know when Tyler gets back, I will re-explain this, but I just, just to kind of fill up the time, on these slides, we're going to kind of create a bit of kind of like a pyramid with a big overarching period on top, events in the period underneath it, and then scenes that kind of exist actually underneath individual events. So like each of these periods are going to be like large spans of time. So just kind of think about what we've been talking about. Think about, the kinds of things we've been going over, because think about how they might inspire events and periods that you might want to declare in the timeline.
I have a stupid suggestion for what to call the periods. So you know what? I said I think a theme world has a theme of music. There are terms for the musical periods of time: medieval, Renaissance, Baroque, classical, romantic.
Classical, yeah.
I was expecting you to just call them genres.
So, I mean, we could definitely do that as flavor, but just to be clear, a period is definitely descriptive of what happens in it. So it'll be something like classical, the war of the blah blah blah.
So classical actually does make sense. Because the classical period in music was, if you lump Baroque and classical together, it was really about sort of forming the foundation of what eventually becomes modern music. So it's where all of sort of the major rules of how you of music theory rules are sort of implemented and developed, and broken when they feel like they want to break it.
Would you say they were Baroque?
Oh man, I want to balk you up on that.
But yeah, I think that if we think about it that way, classical does actually fit, because it's a bunch of people who have been thrown into this new world, sort of building the foundation for what's eventually going to become the world that we end up playing in. Right?
As I was saying, I was expecting you to do different genres of...
We do genres. Let me pull up genres of music, sure.
You can have a romantic.
I have Google's list of approximately 100 musical genres, some of which don't make sense.
Free jazz period.
Is that when all the wild magic
Tyler,
explode?
are you back?
That's when all the wild magic is cranked up to 11.
Yeah, the blues period. It was the worst.
Improvisational wild magic.
Not because blues is the worst, but because you're sad.
Oh my gosh. It's so big. That's not right.
Rockabilly.
But I'm looking forward to our ska period.
Oh god.
The emo period.
Oh my god, my favorite.
Lo-fi period, when nothing happens.
My favorite hero of the emo period was My Alchemist Romance.
Ironically, the next period was the metal period. We got a full metal alchemist.
That's good.
Or we can go through a grunge period. That's so good. The flamenco period. Oh, instead of an industrial age, we had a heavy metal period. Oh, we can go through an electronic dance period. How do you feel about if the Bard Rock Cafe is franchised out and it's just a bajillion versions of Bard Rock Cafe that like just look like the exact original tavern as a Starbucks?
Oh, that actually does sound kind of funny. The original is like amazing, but all the copies are really bad. I kind of like that. That's kind of funny. There's like knockoff brands of the original.
Yeah, everywhere you go is like just a tiny, looks like the original tavern, but the actual original tavern is the thing we saw at the end. That's just like a 5-star resort with like a fountain and a casino and shit. And inside of it is the original tavern. That's the template for all the Starbuckses.
We are gonna go in a different order. We're gonna start with Ursa, and we're gonna go up. So Ursa, I'm gonna ask you something.
Yes, ma'am.
I would like you to please create the first period of history. Now, just to be clear, okay, you're going to name a period of history. And so I'm going to give you an example. Like I gave one earlier, which was something like the war of such and such. You know, a very broad era of history.
Sorry, but every time you say period, I just think, does it come with cramps?
You know, I was jokingly gonna say that the first period is called the luteal period.
The first shark weeks of history.
Oh God. Oh, can we put that on the no list? No, just kidding. God. Okay. I think that. Okay, everyone arrives on this new space, and there is essentially an open frontier in front of them. They're trying to rebuild civilization. I think inherently you're going to come into a first round of conflict, which is going to be whether we are sort of building up. I'm thinking aloud here. Whether or not we're sort of building up a central city around this one building that we have, or if we're going to start breaking out we're going to intentionally break out. Are we going to do this sort of collectively? We all kind of build a city, and then when we feel ready, we start branching out, or are we going to have some folks sort of just branching out from the beginning? So I think that this is going to be sort of setting the foundation for the development of the cities and the towns in the overall world. So I think that maybe we call this the founding period.
The founding period.
I mean, we can rename it, but like conceptually, it's the founding period.
So it's the beginning expansions of the world.
Yeah, it's the okay. What kind of skills do? It's assessment of like what skills we have available. Trying to build the basics of like, you know, a village, a town, a village, and hopefully up to a city. But you're also going to have sort of groups that inherently sort of are more inclined. I don't quite want to say exploration, because I think an exploration period would be different. But I do think you are going to sort of start to see the beginnings of that, of humanoids doing what humanoids do, which is to kind of expand out, trying to find space for themselves and their families.
AKA the world's first drum circle.
Yes. I think that this is the founding period.
I love it. No, I really do. And I go next, and I'm going to add an event to the period. So an event is something that would have happened within that framework of time, and I think I'll call it... So an event can be more like a sentence than a title. So I think I'll say something along the lines of the first major division about whether or not to expand the first city over the river.
Through the woods?
So should the city cross the river, and should we keep building across the river or stay on our side? So that's the event, and there was a major. So I'm saying there was a major division about that. Does that make sense to everybody, or is that weird?
Did I share with
That
you
makes
all
sense.
the world map, by the way?
Yeah.
That might be helpful here, because...
Yeah, please do.
Alright, now you should all be able to view the picture that I just sent a link to. So, the capital city of Clearwater is going to be built on that tiny island in the exact center of the map.
Got it.
Hey.
Cool.
Why do they all look like
So-
they have eyes?
Yeah, I did not place... Those are
city.
those are like city placeholder dots. That the
I know,
artist
but
I
the-
commissioned put there.
The
yes,
little
the-
yellow island
Yeah,
looks
it
so
does.
cute.
We will have a link to this image in the show notes for our audience.
Okay, so where's the starting city?
This capital city would be in the center, where there's not a city bubble, of that little froggy looking island guy in the middle. Like the exact center.
In the middle.
Yeah,
of,
so the exact
in the
center of
middle.
that island is technically also a city that does not have a dot.
The river okay for me to
I
have
thought
there?
those were the Dragon Balls.
The river's okay. I just didn't know if like the fact that it's a relatively small island changed your idea for a question. That's why I wanted to provide.
it
I wanted to provide
doesn't.
more context so everyone.
I think that's
If
great.
anyone wants to add more architecture, like geographical
areas
things,
too.
you now have a visual reference
Yeah.
of the map. Is what I wanted to do at this stage.
I think that's awesome.
I have another question. It's approximately how large is this island?
I don't fucking know. I'm not a geologist.
Pick a real world
cartographer.
equivalent.
It's,
Are we talking?
it's Australia.
Are we talking? Oh shit!
Australia.
It's Australia.
Okay. That's
Okay.
It's a big.
world's
Okay,
big.
they're a smaller island nation that's not super duper tiny.
Sri Lanka, Madagascar, the
yeah,
UK
Madagas-
technically,
Something. What's
Yeah,
bigger
I-
than Madagascar but smaller than the UK?
Japan.
That's a bunch
Yeah,
of...
the archipelago that's drawn way out of scale is supposed to be like the Japan
You
equivalent.
know what? We'll just say that it's bigger than Sri Lanka, but smaller than Australia.
It's the size of Texas. Got it.
There we go. Yeah, no, that's exactly it. It's Texas.
All right, you know what? It is actually Paul's turn.
Oh, cool.
Paul, would you like to add a period, or would you like to add another event to this founding period?
I am going to call it music. We're going to call it a Renaissance period.
Is it going to be before or after the founding period?
The founding period, I think, has to be the first one, because like, we just had this universe
Okay.
start, right? It cannot not be first.
Or unless someone wanted to do like the first steps on the land. I don't know if someone wanted
Yeah.
to do that.
It's like, oh yeah, no, in the hour before we started building
Yeah, that's what I'm
cities, there
saying.
was another period.
But no, anyway, so after the current one.
Yeah, so after that one, I want to do like a Renaissance period, where like we start
Okay.
building, we start fleshing out culture again.
Okay, so the culture is fleshed out. Awesome. So we have 2 periods now, and the next person is Allison. Would you like to add a new period or add an event to an existing one?
I want to add an event to the founding period. It's where people start encountering the hybrid animals.
The first encounters with the hybrid animals. I love it. The hybrid animals.
So
Okay.
I just had this random thought, because Tyler's also the one who introduced the hybrid animals. Since Armbar is canonically one of the people who created this universe, I feel like it was like him being really wrong at the Cow Goes Moo games. It's like, oh, wait, it was like he picked an animal and made it make another noise, and he incorrectly created weird hybrid animals by not understanding how zoology works.
Oh my god, can there please be an alpaca llama hybrid?
Oh my goodness.
No, the alpaca is the one animal that he does understand. Okay.
Actually, you know what, Tyler? You're next.
You know what? This fits perfectly. I'm adding an event, and we are having the Great Chimera War.
Yeah, which period first? You have the founding period and the Renaissance.
It is before the Renaissance period.
Oh, okay, I
It is
gotcha.
after-
Gotcha.
Yeah, okay.
It is part of the period that Allison mentioned. So the discovery of these hybrid animals led to a problem where certain animals were crossed with other animals that might have been used for like livestock or grazing or food, and like horses to ride might also be part pig.
Are you saying that they bred animals so the pigs could fly?
I don't know. You know, cows for milk.
So wait.
And like, I'm not saying that they didn't, but I'm just saying like each terrain had, like each island had its own specific biome where only those types of hybrid animals lived. So all of these people discovered that, hey, I don't have the cow hippo. How come I don't have a cow hippo? Give me one of your cow hippos. And be like, no, I need that to survive because we're right at the beginning of life. I don't have a way to survive if I give my cow hippo away. And the guy's like, well, I'll give you like the alpaca llama.
That sounds like a cross between a llama and a giraffe.
So
it spits, and I guess you could ride it.
Yeah, I do know what you
cute.
mean. So I'm calling it. So
you know what I mean? Like
the way I'm
like,
writing it down
right
right now,
huge problem
is
where
the struggles
the
over hybrid animal resources creates competition. Does that make sense?
I dig it.
Yep.
Is that summarizing what you're saying properly, or is there something I'm missing?
Yeah. And then there's attack chimeras.
So what if we take this
Okay.
I have this idea for an animal for this universe, guys, where like you take this animal, it can function on air, sea, and land. It can move across all three, and has the hatred of 1,000 suns. I call it the goose.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I thought you were gonna say swan. Okay. So thank you, Tyler. Ursa.
Oh my god.
We are actually
this is awesome.
Back to you. You can add one more thing if you like. Now everyone gets to go again, but it's optional. Ursa, are you just thinking really hard?
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Okay,
sorry.
cool. No, I want to make sure you weren't
I'm here.
muted.
Yeah.
I don't know.
While she thinks, can I add era?
Yes, absolutely. So, which one? A period or an event?
Period.
Cool. Where's the period going to be?
In between the founding and the Renaissance.
Alrighty. What's it called?
Industrial.
Okay, and what's like your vibe with it?
Basically, it's the Industrial Revolution where people go from very simple hunter-gatherer, very simple tools, to starting to create the industry that is the foundation of societies with, like, you know, currencies, and you know how it is. You know history.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I gotcha.
Okay. So I think of industrial. I think of like the 1800s, which is post-Renaissance.
Yeah, so I have one then. I think that there does need to be a period of exploration to get people out from sort of this centralized location and occupying these other continents, islands.
So is that yeah?
I think that it falls between. I think now that we have an industrial period, I think it falls after. It sounds weird, but after industrial and before Renaissance.
So further exploration period, like
yeah,
going out.
because I think that the founding is kind of like the exploration of this initial Texas, and then you have this industrialization, which increases like the ability to make ships, right? Which then allows them to do things like to go to these other islands and eventually occupy those, and then leading that into a renaissance where these individual sort of microcultures are able to really start to develop and form.
Yes, and my thought process with the industrial before the Renaissance was the industrial period makes business and work a lot easier, which allows people to
I get that.
It also makes sense. I think something we're not taking into consideration for like how this might not mesh with like real world history is the fact that we did have a population that already knew about things like boats and industry. Like okay, we like did we have somebody survive who knows how to make a boat? Anybody? No.
So it's
no boat. Yeah, no bosuns
Right,
here.
but you would need enough folks who know how to make boats
Right.
large enough to transport several people.
Right.
And I think
Yeah,
that
no,
if
I'm
this
saying
comes
it would still like have an order of operations, but it's like if it seems like this is happening fast or in the wrong order, it would not. It would happen in kind of the
makes
order everyone
sense.
kind of decides to make it work.
Yeah.
Because like these people have concepts of these things already.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's what we got. Now, I'm not going to add anything right now. I'm going to wait till later. So, Paul or Tyler, do you have any periods or events you want to add right now?
All right, I want to add to my own thing because for the Renaissance event, I want to just add they flesh out the pantheon.
And what do you mean by that?
They have enough time has passed where, like, we now know who the new gods are, and we're establishing centers of worship and a unified religion to these gods.
I have a question just so for my own sake. You say they're fleshing out the pantheon. If everyone has sort of expanded out already into these various areas, are we sort of seeing something more akin to like regional deities?
Right. Well, I mean that's why there's like we agreed in the yes and no section, like there is going to be like a polytheistic religion, like one polytheistic religion where the gods are known existing things. It's like, yeah, I think they're all worshipped. Like they all have like a local worship. Like maybe this deity is preferred here. Like Owl City specifically worships the god of libraries and knowledge because they have the big fucking library.
Yeah.
So yes, there's definitely
Yeah,
some
but
deities.
Right, but I mean, like, if one of the desert cities says, "Hey, we realize that this is a god," is that something that is going to be like instantly transmitted to like everyone via some kind of divine connection, or is that going to be something that does have to sort of travel by mouth?
I think it still has to travel by mouth.
So one of the things I was thinking of was like, this sounds like it could fit right into the period for the Renaissance. And one thing that kind of linked everything together that I was thinking about was we have to establish that unification of all the kingdoms at some point. And I'm wondering if the Renaissance period is that period. And then that's when people kind of come together, share their knowledge, share their information, and then they all can like kind of collect together in the capital to study. And then that's when that, like, they all kind of come together with that pantheon of the gods from their own civilizations. So they can all have their separate ones that they specifically, honor and pray to and everything like that. But then
I also have a question
collectively,
about
there's that
the gods.
massive group that everybody knows about.
You were saying that we fill out the pantheon and those are the gods that we know, but if they're just... do the gods reach out and say, I'm a god? Or is it people finding something to worship and deciding it is a god? Is there also the possibility of false gods?
I mean, there's definitely a possibility of false gods, but like godhood in much the same vein as the first campaign, which was set in a world where deities canonically exist. It's like a thing where like people ascended to godhood from mortality. So like, for example, the character Baragon Doubletail was basically acquired the domain of time from one of the gods who was going to die and had it, and became the deity of time. In the background of all of this, Baragon, on the divine level, has been recruiting other people he deems worthy of being gods, and they are the true gods of this universe. But yes, there can absolutely still be false gods.
False gods, yes, but my question is, how do the people know who the new gods are? Are the new gods reaching out?
Oh, yes, the same way, like, I think it's the divine connection to, like, clerics and paladins, like, we worship, like, I had a divine vision, this god specifically contacted me, I'm, like, a prophet of this god kind of thing.
Okay,
and they have to build
that's what I wanted to know.
I understand your question now.
So
like, they are tangible, but not able to, like, they don't just come walk the earth willy-nilly, right? That's how they can establish their connection.
Yeah, I was thinking if it's completely new and we don't know who the new pantheon is, it's so easy to just be like, hey, I have a name, this dude's a god, we're gonna worship this.
Yeah, there's now an event, just a guy named Chuck tried pitching himself as the overgod.
I could just see
I'm
like a
over
whole.
God. I'm over the other God.
He said,
I can see a
everyone,
whole
perform a
ring."
miracle! And he does that thing where he pretends to pull his thumb off, like, oh my god, how does he does it?
Oh my gosh.
Are we doing another round?
Well, he is
We
the
have
over
to.
God.
Yeah, I think we should. I want to add what Tyler said to the right place. So, yeah, because Tyler, you were saying like everyone's moved out, and then everyone comes together at some point. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, the unification of the kingdoms.
Okay, so the
has to happen
unification
before
of the
at the beginning of the
kingdoms.
Renaissance period.
Do you want that to be like a formal event? Like, do you want to call it something? Like the Treaty of blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Like,
I think. If there's a name,
We have not named it
to
yet.
this world that we
We have not named the world
That has
itself
been
yet.
established.
I'm gonna call
Bob.
this the
I guess
World
that's-
Conference, and then we
That's
can figure it
interesting.
out. Does that make sense?
I'm looking for a band we can name it after as a kind of cheek thing.
Yeah, Paul, what do you think
Queen.
about it?
It's
it could,
Queen.
It could be the Pearl Jam. That's not terrible.
Pearl Jam still hurts.
I'm-
the Nickelback.
Hell no.
I'm sure we'll come up with something. But we should probably get to actually playing at least one round of this game before we should sign off for the night. We are going to play Microscope for real. And the way Microscope works is very similar to what we just did, but it's a little bit more complex. First of all, we're going to go in a whole round, but the round is led by one person. And I don't want to be that person, so I'm going to say that person is going to be Paul. I've decided that just on the top of my head.
Okay.
Paul, you're going to be the first lens of Microscope.
Okay.
So,
what is
if
my
you look-
task here?
So if you look at slide 9, it'll help you a little bit. As a lens, you're going to declare the focus. So you're going to tell us where you want us to add things in history. So that can be one period, or it can be you can just say, you can add to the whole timeline, or you can name several periods. You see what I mean? Like, you get to
Okay.
tell us where you want us to add the limitations. Then you're going to
Okay.
tell us if you want the tone to be light or dark. Okay?
Okay.
Then you're going to be the first person to add. And because you're the lens, you're special. You get to add a period, event, or a scene, but you can also add nested. So you can add a period and an event. Or you could add an event and a scene. Okay, and then after
Okay.
you're done, the rest of us get to go, but we can only do one of those things. And we have to stick to the time
shit.
period that you said.
All right. So I can add a period and an event, so I could add basically our equivalent to a modern period to flesh out our timeline. I could, for example, do.
Yeah, exactly. And if you want to add a scene, I would love to tell you guys how scenes work. But if right now, you should do your period and your event.
Okay.
And I'll go over a scene when someone wants to do a scene.
All right. So I think the period we're just going to call the modern era, or it's just a misnomer because every current era is always called the modern era, but whatever. All right. So I think the event is going to be our bookend event of the coronation of the new queen. Do we want to? I can say her name now if we want, or we can just leave it broad for now.
Yeah.
Either one's fine. Geneva Catherway.
Geneva what?
Catherway. CATHER and then WAY.
Way. Gotcha. All right. Perfect. So, have you decided if you want us to add light or dark? And do you want us to only add to this period, or?
I think we can branch out to other periods, but I think this
Okay.
is going to be, because of this conflict around it, it is a dark time. Even though everyone wants it, there are lots of people who want it to be a time of light in this world's history, because of the shadow of conflict around it. It is a dark event.
So you are all set with your turn as lens, but now, so the rest of us have to focus, and we have to focus on adding something dark to the timeline. And the next person we have is
something dark to the timeline that has to do with the modern era?
It can, if I'm correct, Paul. Paul, you're saying anywhere is fine.
Yeah. Anywhere is fine. I think we just needed to finish that one part, so I'd like use my turn to do that because I'm the only one who can create periods at this point. It looks like as the lens.
Well,
anyone can create a period, event, or scene.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
but you can only do nested.
Yeah. So I did those two things. So I'm happy to let someone else pick a different area. They do not need to stick to it. I just wanted to add that because it was bothering me it wasn't there.
Those are dark.
Well, I also had the thought of the industrial, child labor and all of that, but that might be a bit...
Child labor is not... It's not slavery. They were well-compensated children. Or at least adequately compensated. They were compensated in some way.
So did you want to add that, or are you thinking?
I mean, I'm good to add that if everyone's okay with it.
Okay.
That's fine.
So the beginning of child labor.
What era is this happening?
Industrial.
Is this like
Slide 13.
In industrial? Okay.
So just Allison, just to be clear, so it's just a period of child labor or something like that. The popularity of child labor rises, something like that.
Yeah, basically because it just like with the true industrial revolution,
right?
Children are more able to maintain the machines that are being built, so they're used. And then I would figure the Renaissance, it would be the abolition of child labor because it's no longer really needed. But I don't want to outscope my bounds.
Oh, good. So thank you for that, Allison. Now we got Tyler.
So we're working on a dark time. I think there should be did we I guess this was an abuse of power though.
What is it?
I was wondering if we were discussing earlier that the queen might have there's some uncertainty with her background and if she's fit to be queen because she was just randomly picked. What if there's a lot of kind of political, dark political schemes happening in the background.
I think that's what we wanted, actually.
People...
Yeah, no,
okay.
That's so you could say something along the, who are you thinking about? Are you thinking about regular people on the street squabbling? Or are you thinking about, the political powers are trying to stop the coronation kind of thing?
I think the political powers are... I think that there's some that are in control, and they're the ones who are making the decisions. But then there's unrest in other points of political power where it's wait a minute, how did this person become queen? Where did this come from? I thought that we were gonna have people, or however that works, where they choose who the next monarch is. There's no representation there. It was they just picked someone random. It was almost like they were placed there. So there's some dark political scheme happening during this time where something's trying to, work in the shadows almost.
So I'm writing down here, whispers among politically powerful start when Geneva Catherway is named as heir to the throne, resulting in shadowy schemes. Does that make sense? Does that encapsulate what you were saying?
Yeah, that works for me. It could be before, it could be during, after. This could have happened before the queen was chosen.
Okay. So the schemes can be to make sure the right heir is crowned or whatever. You know what I mean? they're
Yeah.
favored.
Somehow, all the kingdoms kind of like choose who's going to be the next monarch, and out of nowhere, this nobody that nobody knows who this person is became the monarch. So it's like there's definitely something happening behind the scenes where this wasn't decided by everybody, and like there's some kind of political power that made the decision, and people are like, how did this happen? But the regular people don't know it. All they know is like, oh, the new queen's been chosen. Like, who is this person? Like, you know, what happened here? But other people are kind of speculating.
Gotcha. Now we got Ursa. What you think?
Okay. So I'm thinking at the end of the exploration period, I would like there to be a god war, or a war regarding deities.
Okay, which deities?
I want this to be sort of like a sort of a global conflict, like a world war, so to speak. It doesn't
crusade,
have to
if
be
you will.
a full war.
There was a crusade. It's very similar.
Right, but I want it to specifically be a major military-esque or combat-focused conflict, a war, right? Over which gods are the true gods, and I want this to be the underlying motivation for political political distrust and suspicion amongst the different regions.
Is this part of the industrial
No,
era?
no. This would be
period?
the end of the period, the further exploration period.
And does that move into the?
That moves into the Renaissance. Yes, because it would essentially be we sort of end with a war, right? We would end with a war about these deities, resulting in a unification, and then the flushing out of sort of the global pantheon. But there could still be sort of those lingering feelings about like, well, we had this god of fire, but it ended up being this god of fire instead, and we're still a little bit bitter about that. So I think that from political conflict, I don't think it's on an individual basis, but I do think that there could be some of that. We sort of end exploration with this conflict over which gods are the true gods. And then again, that kind of lays, I think, the foundation for what we're going to see in the modern era with this suspicion of these various regions, and is she actually the rightful ruler? Sort of again at this larger geopolitical scale.
Excellent.
I think I did that.
That could
right.
honestly take. I think that honestly could take the place of the Chimera War too.
It doesn't need to take place. Take anything's place.
Yeah, like, it's just a matter of, like, there's going to be multiple conflicts. This is supposed to be several hundreds of years period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure if it like makes sense to have a war and then.
Well, I mean, the
I
Alpaca
think
War,
it does,
the Chimera
my friend.
War, the way you described it sounded more like a trade competition. It's like, because you're like, oh, they're like hybriding animals. It's like, it sounds more like they're trying to competitively breed animals as opposed to fighting animals or fighting over animals. Does that make sense the way you described it?
Right, and it sounds like the Chimera War is going to lead into a period of relative prosperity with the industrial period, which then transitions into exploration, which would then end in a like. So I do think it still makes sense to have both.
I thought that exploration was like before Renaissance, and then
It
It is.
and then Renaissance, and then industrial. Right?
Yeah, in real life thing, that's how it would have gone. We have
But in
a little bit
our
different order.
timeline, it's a bit different.
Yeah,
we have a
'cause
founding period. Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of did it in the order that made sense to these people because everyone had concepts of these things. They didn't have to go in the exact order human history worked out for that way.
So what is the order that we're going with
Okay.
again?
It's founding period, then industrial, then exploration. and then Renaissance. And then all of that happens, and then it's the modern era.
I had this like all backwards.
That's why there's a slideshow. You can, in the future, you can always look at it.
Nothing written.
What?
Where is this written?
Slide
On slides
13.
12 through 16.
So each slide is a
There's
period.
nothing there for me. Oh, I've been signed up.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
That's your internet problem happening. Okay.
That's so it's fine. It's for your future reference,
I was
honestly.
wondering why you weren't typing it.
For the first time in podcast history, Tyler was incorrect not to know what was going on.
No, I never know.
Yeah, for once it was correct for you to not know. It makes sense.
I want you to know that when you popped on, Tyler, it names you Anonymous Llama.
That's great.
Yep,
That's
yeah,
it really
true.
Anonymous Llama is Tyler's new gamer tag.
I do like that.
I am going to take my turn.
How dare you?
I am very inspired by all these things. And before the major conflict starts, I think something that should spark the conflict is the aggressive rise of the cult of Minibar. Okay? I think that this aggressive cult is going to make people upset. And there's going to be some conflict going on. If not...
Can I just interject really quick, Khadeja?
I've heard all life.
Yeah, of course.
I do have specific plans for Minibar, because Minibar is an immortal homunculus. He does not age, he cannot die of old age. I have him currently placed
That's even
as
better.
the royal
That's
vizier
even better,
of-
yeah.
Yeah,
better.
I currently have him
That's
placed
even
as the
better,
royal
'cause
vizier of the
he's-
country. I want to add context. I do also have plans for a unrelated to Minibar cult, if you want to use that cult.
Whatever you think would work better for the story.
Yeah, because that works better, because this is before we sort of found and understand the different, like, the pantheon. So, like, Minibar is essentially a false god to these people.
I'm not against it. So if you want to have the mission Minibar, that's fine. The cult that will be a presence in the campaign is called the Cult of the Weaver.
Okay, I think that the thing is, I think people kind of made a mistake. I think I like the idea that people made a mistake that Minibar is a god.
Because he's immortal. So they were like,
Yeah.
oh.
Also, Minibar has enough little shit energy. He'd be like, yeah, I'm totally a god. And then the entire rest of the Armbar family like, no, you're not, and
He's a
like
little
slaps him upside the
prankster.
head. Stop lying.
He's a little prankster.
He pranked people for a few years, it's fine.
Yeah.
So that's my idea. That's my addition.
That's perfect.
And I think now it ends with the lens. So Paul, you get to add again. And you can be nested, it can be just one thing, whatever you like.
Let's see here. I think I want to flesh out the industrial area more because we only have child labor.
Yeah, sure.
All
We
right.
only have child labor.
Like, only.
Okay, I think I'll add there is a trade. We have like similar to the triangular trade, but without the slavery. There's like a reciprocal trade of products that are very popular, established during this industrial era. One of them is definitely gonna be tea, because that's the brand. I don't have the other two others. I'm open to suggestions for the other two.
What about, like, pigments for art?
Yeah, art pigments.
And
Yeah.
I'm going to say lacquer for
Okay,
shipbuilding.
cool.
Okay.
Becomes so the reciprocal trade of tea, art, pigments, and lacquer begins or
I think-
strengthens.
You gotta have
Yeah, it
coffee.
strengthens the world economy.
You gotta have
Oh,
coffee.
coffee, yes. Tea,
Okay.
tea/coffee.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, can we just? Can I add a second event where there is a cultural conflict between tea and coffee drinkers?
Where? Where do you want to put that?
That has to be in the
Like-
Renaissance.
Yeah, that goes in the Renaissance.
People
yeah,
have
later
so
in the
much
Renaissance.
time that they just sit around at cafes, and it's like a teenage sock hop where like the tea drinkers are on one wall, the coffee drinkers are on the other, just like staring at each other.
Oh my gosh.
Until one brave soul combines the two.
Oh no. That's blasphemy.
and
That is
names
blasphemy.
it and names it the Donald Footer.
Oh
What?
my god.
Is that a
Instead
thing?
of the Arnold Palmer, it's the Donald Footer.
No.
Can we stay away from the
someone
name
who's-
Donald?
Yes. How about
Fair enough.
the Mickey mashup?
Ooh,
The Mickey mashup.
I like it.
So how do we want to frame this coffee tea conflict? Exactly.
It is a cultural rivalry between tea and coffee drinkers, who both try and
Ending in
virtue
a great
signal
tea
that they're
party.
they both try and virtue signal that theirs is the superior drink.
So we didn't get to scenes, but that's okay because I feel like we fleshed out a lot. And in a way, we kind of did role play, quote unquote, some stuff because we really did talk through a lot of things. So I feel like we made a lot of progress. How do you guys feel?
Tyler, would you like to do the outro for the first time in podcast history? Sign us off for the audience.
I mean, I was gonna say, hey Tyler, have you finally learned what we're doing today?
I'm still very much lost, but I've had a great time.
Let's do it this way. All right, everybody, let's go around and just Tyler, tell us what on earth happened today.
We did Microscope.
He's not wrong.
Hey.
Yeah, so I hope you guys scope out Bard Rock Cafe Campaign 2, coming to a podcaster near you the next time we upload something to this feed.
Must I really do this twice? Surely one of these new characters can take care of it. I am the god of time. I don't have... Well, I guess I do have... Fine. I've been told the contract says I need to do this twice an episode. Thank you for listening to Bard Rock Cafe. Your support means so much to us. Be sure to check out our sponsor, Dragon Master Games, and consider purchasing items for your home games from their online storefront. And if you're still on the fence about becoming a network booster, please know that funds from boosters help us pay our artists, editors, and web hosting fees. The more support we get, the more content our network as a whole can produce. So go to Patreon or Ko-fi and become a booster today. Links to all of that can be found in the show notes. Oh, hang on. You've reached Baragon. I don't care how funny the bit is. I'm not winking in this podcast anymore.